If you've been following along with our Supra Officer A90 Supra build, you will know that we just finished installing a pure 800 turbo. So what are we doing today? An Ecutek tune. Hey, this is Bryan. Thanks for watching Kies Motorsports. If you like our videos, give us a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe and check us out at KiesMotorsports.com. That is right. Today, we are installing an Ecutek tune that was provided by Speed Industry. Thank you, Malin over there at Speed Industry, for helping us out with this tune. Now, today's tune is Speed Industry's off-the-shelf tune. So this is a very conservative 93 octane tune, and it is not 100% custom. So it is built to go on pretty much any car out there. Keep in mind, as we're dynoing today, this is an off-the-shelf tune. I know I just said it, but I'm gonna say it again because there is a ton more power in this motor, and we're gonna unleash it on another day. But today, we're just gonna give you some baseline numbers of what you can expect out of this tune. Now, before we get started, we just wanted to give you a little rundown of some of the mods that are on this car. So as you can see, we have a stock airbox with a K&N air filter, a little muffler delete from BMS. We have the upgraded NGK plugs, pure 800 turbo, and then really just a catless downpipe, some AFE exhaust, and then our new Ecutek tune. Now for the latest on this build, make sure you follow Supra Officer on Instagram. The day that we installed the pure 800 turbos on this A90 Supra, we loaded it up with an Ecutek tune, and today, what we're gonna do, we're gonna see how much power it is. You can see we have it hooked up on the Dynapack here, and we're also going to be doing some data logs to make sure that everything is running as good as possible, which we expect it is, but we just wanna double check. Always a good idea with any tune on the market, make sure you're data logging, because if there is any kind of problem, you wanna catch it as soon as possible. So with that, I'm gonna hop in the Supra, put it in dyno mode, and we're gonna do a run. All right, now when you're dynoing a Supra, you need to put it in dyno mode. So to do so, press your start stop button 3 times, 1, 2, 3, make sure it's pretty quick. And then you're going to see it's gonna say something about diagnostic mode active. Then over here, you have a little button. So this is where you're gonna reset your trip odometer. And also, if you hold it, it's gonna take you to a menu where you can reset like your oil light, there you go, your brake fluid, all that, but just keep holding it, don't let go. All right, now we're in a secret menu. We're gonna tap, tap, then press and hold when we get to dyno mode. Now it wants to know if VSC is off. So we're gonna press and hold our button until that goes off. Then, just to confirm, you press the button over there, and we are now in dyno mode. The way that you can confirm is it will say test mode right up here. So with that, start the car, and let's start dynoing. All right, we sent the data log off to the tuner, and he said everything looks good and asked us to do another run. Now, typically when we do dyno runs, we do back to back to back. This is sat for about 30 minutes, so you may not see that big of a decrease, if any at all, because the car has really come down in temperature. It's not heat soaking or anything, so keep that in mind, but let's get started with run number 2. Now, as you saw, we got some great numbers out of this A90 Supra with very minimal mods. It's really just a pure 800 turbo for the most part, performance-wise, a downpipe, and the Speed Industry tune. And as you can see, insane numbers. Now, one of the things to keep in mind is Dynapacks typically read a little bit lower, so if this was on a Dynojet, it would read a little bit higher, but this tune isn't about chasing the highest number. A lot of times what happens is when you have a car that's chasing the highest peak horsepower, peak torque, your drivability can be, depending on who the tuner is and things like that. So this tune is really geared around reliability and also drivability. All right, I have to pause you for one moment. As you can see, this is not a Supra. This is an M4 convertible, pure stage 2+ turbos, E85 conversion, lots coming. So be sure to stay tuned because this video is going to be coming to you very soon. Unfortunately, I flip-flop the camera. And what I mean by that is, if you've ever done any video, sometimes you will accidentally push the record button and it was already recording. So what does that mean? It means every time you try to record yourself, you shut the camera off. And every time you thought you were done recording and you hit the button, he was turning it on. So unfortunately, I lost a lot of the dyno footage for this video. So all you saw was that the car from that one run had 462 horsepower and 504 foot-pound torque. Well, that doesn't give us much of an average to work with. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give you the numbers from the next time Bill came in with the same exact tune. So when he came in the next time, he did 480 horsepower, 472 horsepower, and then he dropped down to 467 horsepower, which gives him an average of 473 horsepower to the wheels. His torque was 510, 500, and then 501 for an average of 503 foot-pound torque. So once again, his average 473 horsepower to the wheels, and then his torque was 503 foot-pound torque. Now, just to put it in perspective with you, the average before we did turbos and he was just on stage 2 was 414 horsepower to the wheels and 464 foot-pound torque. So good numbers to start with, but it really helped him out by adding that turbo and that tune. We actually had the opportunity to talk with the tuner a couple minutes ago, and he said, you know, when I built this tune, I built it to be like it's OEM, and we're about to go drive the car, so I can't wait to see how it actually drives on the street. The other thing that the tuner mentioned to us is guys that are running this exact tune with this setup are running 10.9 at the track. So even though this might not be 600-700 horsepower, you're still a 10-second car, which is unbelievable for a B58 BMW. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna take it out on the open road and see if this tune made a difference or not. Spoiler alert, it did. Oh my goodness.
I can swirl it, dude.
Oh my gosh. I catch my breath.
So, just want to give a shout out to Jeff, the tuner, and Malin of Speed Industry. These guys were excellent to work with. They make some of the best tunes out there. Jeff had a couple cars that just won, that broke world records this past weekend, so congrats to him. And then, again, this is the way the car should have came from the factory. It's the power band is very smooth. It's more usable. Torque comes on a little bit later, but it carries all the way to redline. It doesn't fall on its face anymore. It's super smooth. It feels like a stock car until you get on it.
Yeah, it's not jerky or anything, and when he says it pulls the red line, it pulls the red line. A pure 800 turbo definitely does its job, and these guys definitely did a great job with this tune. So as you saw, the car is very drivable. It pulls like crazy all the way to red line, and yeah. So what do you think? You happy overall?
It pulls. It pulls. I just want to give a shout out again to Jeff and Malin at Speed Industry. Thanks, guys. You guys were top notch. Great customer service. They get back to you right away. So check them out.
And we'll have links to everything down in the description for you. And don't worry, the wing's coming back and the car's probably coming back as well. So be sure to stay tuned. Once again, my name is Bryan. If you haven't done so already, be sure to follow Supra Officer on Instagram. If you like today's video, give us a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe. Check us out at KiesMotorsports.com. We'll see you in the next video.
And this is just the beginning.